are taking this threat seriously. They are filling up sandbags. Orange County says they've given out more than 100,000 sandbags so far. And that's because just a couple years ago, when Hurricane Ian hit this area, it brought 15 inches of rain, triggering flash flooding across Orange County. Hundreds of people had to be evacuated from their homes. And of course, people are taking this seriously because when you look at what climate change amplified Milton to do, regular rapid intensification is 35 miles an hour in less than 24 hours. Extreme rapid intensification, this is a new term, that is 58 miles an hour of increase in less than 24 hours. And look at what Milton did, 92 mile an hour increase in wind speeds in less than 24 hours. And that has officials here in Orlando concerned if their city stormwater systems can keep up.
The problem is that these storms are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Our storm system can handle up to a foot of water or 3 inches in an hour. The problem is these storms are getting more and more and more intense. We never had storms where we had 6 inches of rain in less than an hour in a regular afternoon storm, which caused some localized flooding a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be a lot worse than that.
So that's going to be the thing to watch here in Central Florida, is how much rain Milton brings and also how strong it is when it makes landfall on the west coast of Florida, because Orange County officials are saying the National Hurricane Center told them to expect a minimum of Category 1 strength hurricane here in Orlando, could potentially be even stronger. So that's why everyone here is taking this threat seriously. In Orlando, I'm National Climate reporter Chase Kane.
Right now, I am on Gulf Shore Boulevard North and 4th Avenue North in Naples. And take a look at this. We're already seeing some major flooding over these roadways. And this rain has nothing to do with Milton just yet. So it's not a good sign that these roads are flooding right now. This is a good example of why officials are asking people to evacuate these flood zones. So if you live in zones A or B, please try and heed that warning to evacuate. But for now, I'm in Naples. Alexa Velez, back to you.
Alrighty, Taylor Sorella, she's back with us now for a look at the forecast. I understand that this storm, it got really strong weekend, but it's gaining more strength again.
Yeah, so we have seen this storm starting to intensify. Unfortunately, once again, now a Cat 5. We've got winds that are sustained at 165 miles per hour. You can see that very well-defined eye as the system lifts away from the Yucatan Peninsula. It's about to move over the loop current, so it's going to be moving over some warm water, which is going to allow it to either maintain its current strength or strengthen even further as we move through the rest of the evening into early tomorrow morning. The eye right now, 10 miles wide. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on this system. This is the latest forecast package from the National Hurricane Center. This system has jogged just a little bit to the east, so we've seen a little bit of a southward shift in the landfall location. So I wanted to map that out for you. It will likely be a Category 4 hurricane by tomorrow afternoon, making landfall very early on Thursday morning between Tampa and Fort Myers. So this has come to the south just a bit. Still looking at major impacts all along the Florida Peninsula. Yellow circle here, sustained tropical storm force winds. Orange circle, sustained winds over 58 miles per hour. And then where we have that red circle, I should say, that's where those winds are going to be sustained at hurricane force. But understand, there will be gusts higher than that within these regions as well. So the system is expanding, the wind field is expanding. That gives it the ability to pull more water up towards the Florida Peninsula. Storm surge likely to be a huge issue as this system moves ashore, crossing the peninsula as a Category 1 hurricane, moving just to the south of Orlando, and then exiting by early on Friday and then moving out into the open Atlantic. Here is the latest storm surge forecast, and this really hasn't changed much. We're still thinking that this has a large wind field. It's a very powerful system that gives it the ability to pull up a lot of that Gulf water towards the peninsula. Where you see the pink color here, that is where storm surge could be 10 to 15 feet, and that would be higher than the storm surge that Tampa saw during Helene. As you move a little bit farther to the south, Punta Gorda, Cape Coral, that's where we could have storm surge 6 to 10 feet. And we've also got debris still left over from Helene. Those could turn into projectiles as we have that water rushing in from the Gulf. So a very dangerous situation across the peninsula right now. I want to switch gears though. Let's talk about our local forecast. Very quiet. Here's the view across the region. We've got temperatures in the upper 70s, low 80s, an absolutely beautiful sky, nice clear sky across all of Alabama right now thanks to a front that moved in yesterday. Next couple of days we feel very fall-like. In fact, I want to really highlight Friday morning because look at where our temperatures are going to be. Similar to what we saw this morning, we'll have many locations dipping into the low 50s as you're waiting at the bus stop. A few locations could even dip into the upper 40s early on Friday morning. So feeling very fall-like here across Alabama the next couple of days thanks to some dry air around, a very quiet forecast with a lot of sunshine. Each morning will be pleasantly cool in the 50s with afternoon temperatures in the low 80s. No threat of rain, but of course we've got the entire weather team keeping a close eye on Milton, and I'll be joined by Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson to talk more about Milton coming up here in just a few minutes.
Taylor, thanks so much. Changing outcomes, how a titanium artificial heart is breathing new life into those waiting for that ever so important call. We'll be right back after the break. We hope that you stay right here with us. See you soon. And welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Tuesday afternoon, taking a look at your evening commute. We see one accident here downtown, 65 southbound, right near 259A. Significant delays in the southbound lanes, which adds to the usual congestion at this hour. And check out Highway 280. This is up near Chelsea. We see the westbound lanes closed down at this point. This is not good. This is due to an accident. So obviously I'm going to be backing things up in a major way. Highway 280 westbound. Further south near Chelsea. Let's take you to a view of Highway 280 right now, though. We have normal rush hour commute. This is kind of by Grandview Medical Center. We can see the eastbound lanes especially busy as people are traveling home for the evening. We'll keep you updated with any changes. New hope for the thousands of people out there that are waiting for a heart transplant. Often patients are too sick to go home and forced to spend months in the ICU just waiting and waiting for that important call.
Yeah, but now, thanks to a new experimental high-tech artificial heart, it may be able to change that. Dr. Ashkesh Sayal has more.
As Donovan Harbinson lay in a North Carolina hospital earlier this year, doctors told him time was running out. What the 35-year-old teacher and father thought was pneumonia was actually severe heart failure. And now, his every heartbeat was becoming more faint. His lungs filling with fluid.
I think it was like heart failure. It was scary. It was like, oh, heart failure means death.
Doctors told him his only hope for survival was a heart transplant.
He really needed all this support, and over the course of just a few weeks had to be transitioned onto pumps that were not enough support for him.
There are nearly 4,000 patients on the heart transplant list right now, with far fewer organs available. People can wait months, sometimes years, for an available heart. While waiting for a heart, doctors can offer temporary devices to manage heart failure, but they can be large and cumbersome and don't always work well for everyone. As a last resort, doctors at Duke Health turned to an experimental device, a titanium artificial heart powered by magnets and made by Bivacor, that would actually replace his heart. Daniel Timms invented the device.
And can you show me how does it fit? Where would it go?
The natural heart will be removed, and then the device will be attached through these connections to the remnant parts of the heart inside here. And then these grafts are then stitched to the remaining vessels, both the aorta and the pulmonary artery.
That's incredible.
A team of Duke surgeons, including Dr. Carmelo Milano, spent 4 hours implanting the device.
In an instant, the device was able to recreate normal circulation, normal amounts of blood flow, normal pressures. That was very exciting.
Great job.
This is the first moment Harbinson was able to stand up with his titanium heart.
It was definitely heavier because you don't normally feel your heart.
Donovan was just the second person on the planet to receive one.
I knew mentally my heart was gone. And I'm like, okay, I am going to be Tony Stark, you know. I'm about to, come out with a shiny piece in my chest that, is keeping me alive. Yeah, so that was kind of like the running joke.
Good luck to you.
For Donovan, within days of getting the device, he was able to get healthy enough for a transplant. And now with his new heart, he'll get to watch his children grow, including his fourth baby on the way.
Would you say that this device saved your life?
Yes, without a doubt.
I love that there was a happy ending to this.
Yeah, for sure. And involving technology, of course, helping people to live longer lives. That's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back after a short break. Of course, we have updates on the forecast here and at home and more news in traffic coming up for you. We'll see you soon.
Children are viewed as sacred. That's why they took their most precious resource, their children.
They wanted to change us, kill the Indian, save the man.
Grandfather, we ask that you let these children know that they're not forgotten.
How could they lose a child?
She's got to be buried somewhere. We just don't know where she is.
The Lost Children of Carlisle. Stream for free, only on Very Local.
You're watching WVTM 13 News.
Hey, thanks so much for staying with us here in the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to go ahead and start with Taylor for a look at the forecast.
And we're going to start here with our local forecast. Anybody who's been outside just knows it's absolutely beautiful out there. It's been feeling like fall too, so we are going to keep those nice conditions through the rest of the evening and really over the next couple of days. But I wanted to show you our view. This is from our WVTM 13 studio camera. Not a cloud in view from this camera. 82 degrees right now, a perfect evening to go outdoors and maybe take a walk. Tonight we will be dropping steadily, and by early tomorrow we are going to end up in the 50s. A little bit warmer than where we were this morning, but still feeling pleasantly fall-like. Tomorrow is very similar to today. We get lots of sun, a high temperature in the low 80s, and here's how we get there. 9 a.m. temperature, mid to upper 60s, full sunshine. Lunchtime, we're in the upper 70s, close to 80 degrees, and we reach that afternoon high about 4 p.m. where we will end up in the low 80s. I want to show you a closer look at that. You can see this is pretty close to where we would expect to be this time of the year, so I hope you're enjoying the fall weather. Now, we do have to shift gears, though, and talk about the tropics. Of course, we're tracking Milton, and it's time to bring in Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson for the latest on this powerful hurricane.
Yeah, Taylor, just got a fresh advisory in about 2 minutes ago from the National Hurricane Center. That pressure back down to 905 millibars. This time yesterday, we were talking about it descending below 900 millibars and how rare that is. Well, it looks like it's going to make another run at that this evening and tonight. This is an incredible look at a newly intensified Category 5 Milton. Now, it is not going to be a Category 5 when it hits Florida because it's going to move into a less favorable environment up here to the northeast. But this evening, it's got to move over this thing called the loop current, which is warm water from the Caribbean that moves up between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba and then comes across and moves just south of the Keys and becomes part of the Gulf Stream. When this thing hits that really warm water in the loop current, that's the point I think it could potentially be the strongest. And then when it comes off of it, it's also dealing with less wind shear in the short term, but the wind shear may start to increase as it gets a bit closer to Florida, especially on the east side of it. That's one of the reasons that the numbers come down here. But by the time it gets there, the surge is already baked into this, and it could be a catastrophic situation on Florida's Gulf Coast here from Tampa all the way down toward Sarasota, Bradenton, and Fort Myers. By Thursday morning, it's a Category 3 storm approaching land, moving across the peninsula and then getting back out into the ocean in the Atlantic on Friday and Saturday. This poses no threat to Alabama other than strong rip currents on the Gulf Coast. And with a storm in this position, we've got nothing but dry weather coming around here. We'll have a look at that 7-day forecast and show you a few days that could wind up in the 40s coming up.
All right, lots to talk about too as thousands are hitting the road to seek shelter due to the hurricane, of course, making landfall.
And WVTM 13's Bryce Oselin spoke with Helene and Milton evacuees residing in Hoover for the time being.
Evacuees are using the Hoover Met Stadium to escape inclement weather. People say the stadium is nice, but they're hoping to return home soon.
Everything you own is replaceable. Your life isn't. Get the hell out while you have opportunity.
Bill Peliquin has lived in Orlando, Florida for more than 60 years and says he's a full-time RVer.
That means about 8 or 9 months out of the year I travel in this trailer that's behind me.
Peliquin and his trailer made it all the way to Alabama from Florida. He says hurricanes are nothing to play with.
I'm quite worried. I have a niece that lives in St. Petersburg, sister and mother-in-law that live just outside of Orlando, and I'm quite concerned to all of them because I don't believe any of them are evacuating.
The Hoover Met welcomes Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton evacuees.
We have a place there in South Carolina which we had to go back to right after the hurricane. We had like 5 trees down. We were the only 2 houses that still had power.
Mike Luttrell and his wife escaped Hurricane Helene, but now he says he's ready to hit the road.
So we're going back tomorrow to cut those trees up and clear the property.
Peliquin says he's thankful for the Hoover Met, but he plans to see home in the near future.
It's wonderful that they provide that option. We're headed to Dothan on Wednesday and waiting to hear from them whether we'll go on down to Florida to see how we can help.
In Hoover, Bryce Oselin, WVTM 13.
Now, forecasters say Hurricane Milton will slam into the Florida coast as a major storm, and last-minute preparations are certainly underway.
And Christopher Salas is in Tampa Bay, Florida, reporting on the storm for us. Want to know how much longer people have to evacuate.
Along Florida's Gulf Coast, shelves are emptied, gas stations closed. The final shutters are going up.
How many animals are you bringing with you?
And evacuation centers are opening as millions head inland to flee Hurricane Milton. How many meals are you making?
Lunch, I think like 500. I guess they're expecting like 2,000. We're going to do that, but I guess we will. Keep on trucking.
The powerful storm is forecasted to bring catastrophic flooding and life-threatening storm surge. It's that storm surge that really scares you, huh?
Yeah. Right, it is.
This isn't Bob and Mary Ann's first hurricane. In fact, you said the fourth time, and how long?
10 years. 10 years. It gets tiring.
It's a familiar sentiment in the storm-battered region.
We've had so many this year, it's just been incredible.
Dave says his neighbors just finished cleaning up Hurricane Helene.
And this is the first time that we've been apprehensive about what the results really can be. You know, we've always felt like we were prepared.
And they're now boarding up and holding their breath as Milton approaches.
This thing is something that puts an emotional toll on you where, you know, you hear a loud noise, you almost turn around and jump, which is unnatural for most of us. You know, you hear something, you're jumpy all the time.
Aside from the rain, wind, and storm surge, all of the things you would normally be concerned with when it comes to a hurricane, there's also concern regarding some of the debris left behind by Hurricane Helene, and that turning into potentially dangerous projectiles once the wind really gets going from Hurricane Milton. In the Tampa Bay region, I'm Christopher Salas, WVTM 13.
Hey, Chris, before we let you go, we've heard that some gas stations are running out of gas. Is there a shortage?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So some gas stations have ran out of gas. There have been several reports. In fact, in Fort Myers, just south of where I am, about 70% of gas stations were out of gas yesterday. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is reassuring residents, telling them you don't need to go and stock up on gas immediately. There are plenty of reserves. So while gas stations may run out of gas, there is still gas flowing into the pipelines, and they're going to be able to get that back up and running.
All right, thank you so much. And don't forget, you can stay up to date on Hurricane Milton by downloading our free mobile app, or you can always visit our website, WVTM13.com. We will keep you updated throughout. All right, and plenty to talk about here as far as traffic is concerned. If you plan to head out this evening, we do see Highway 280 is probably our biggest mess right now. Westbound lanes near Chelsea area are closed at this point. So 0-mile-an-hour speeds, the purple indicating the blocked road due to an accident. We're keeping a close eye on this, but if you can find a different route or wait a little bit to head home, I'd recommend you do so. We see some delays due to an accident 65 southbound right near 259A University Boulevard. We see some congestion behind this accident site as well. Let's take you outside and want to give you a live look of 280. Again, this is kind of by the Grandview Medical Center area. Looking a little busy, but this is typical rush hour commute. It's further south where we see the blocked road and the westbound lanes of 280 near the Chelsea area. We'll keep you updated on any changes that head in your direction. Well, the impact of Hurricane Helene continues to unravel in many affected areas. The critical items that thousands of hospitals rely on left hanging in the balance. Okay.
Welcome back in. As Hurricane Milton continues its way towards the U.S., Hurricane Helene has shut down the largest IV bag manufacturing plant in the U.S., the Baxter facility in Marion, North Carolina.
Grace Haba tells us that could put life-saving treatments across the country in jeopardy.
Baxter revealed its North Cove facility in Marion flooded after a levee breach caused by Hurricane Helene. The manufacturer says it has stopped the production of critical IV fluids and is limiting how much facilities can order as a result.
When we don't receive the supply that we are anticipating, that forces us to think differently.
The North Carolina facility produces roughly 1.5 million fluid bags a day. That's 60% of our nation's supply.
There are numerous different sizes of IV solution bags impacted coming out of this one plant. We know that certain kinds of procedures require large amounts of these IV fluids, and there are certainly hospitals around the country who are needing to look at procedures that are scheduled and delay them.
All three Triangle Hospital systems tell us they are working to conserve current inventory and prioritize patients who need the fluids most.
Our routine, necessary cases continue. What we're really prioritizing is the care that really should take place in a timely manner and reevaluating elective and non-urgent care.
Baxter says the company will spare no resource, human or financial, to resume production. But because of sanitation requirements, exactly when the facility will be up and running again is unclear.
But I think we need to be ready for weeks to months of bridging until that facility or whatever combination of stacked hands efforts gets us back to the supply that we're used to seeing nationwide.
Now, the Alabama Hospital Association has issued a statement following the shutdown of that plant. The association saying in part, "We are carefully monitoring this evolving issue, working with ADPH, the American Hospital Association, and federal authorities. At this time, we are not aware of any disruption to care delivery in any Alabama hospital."
More areas of Florida continue to batten down the hatches as Hurricane Milton continues its trek towards the U.S. The coastal closures and evacuations happening right now in the Sunshine State. And welcome back into WVTM 13. We are continuing to track Hurricane Milton as it sets sights on Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Joshua Cole from our sister station in Fort Myers has more.
Here on Englewood Beach and Minnesota Key, there's at least a small sigh of relief because Milton is coming a little bit later than people originally anticipated. Still, a lot of preps are still being finished out, and we have even more evacuations that are still happening right now for this area in Charlotte County and even just up the road in Sarasota County. But the Circle K right here was one of the last businesses to really shut their doors. They say that they are just making sure that everyone is getting out and to a safe place for their employees. Still a lot of crews, though, that we're seeing out here, and just get the sand prepared, almost creating kind of a berm here with these crews, just making sure that the island will be okay as this storm surge comes in. Still, take a look at this video here, and you can see from the rain that we've had over the last several days, water still sits on the road, and that is coupled with the debris that still lines the roadway here on the barrier island, and that is the big concern for most people, that it will just be washed into the roadway and all over people's property with the next round of storm surge from Milton. Still, though, people are trying to hold on to some kind of hope. Listen.
It is, because I think it's going to be a bigger mess when we get here, because obviously they're not getting it off the street very.
Somebody has to be calm, and it hurts inside.
Yeah.
But I'll be here. I'll be here. If we're damaged, we'll put it in God's hands and go from there.
Still a lot of work that has to be done, and again, most people getting off the island today, if not by tomorrow morning. We know that the city out here is going to be shutting off water to encourage people just to get out of the way and make sure that more is prepared and the utilities are prepared to take on the storm surge that Milton will inevitably bring. We're in Charlotte County at Englewood Beach. I'm Joshua Cole. Back to you.
I do want to talk to again about Milton in just a second, but can we just reflect for 1 second about this beautiful weather, especially this morning? It was cool walking outside this morning.
When I got off last night and this morning when I woke up, it was amazing. Also, last night was a good night to stargaze as well, if you like looking at the stars.
Yeah, nice sweatshirt, looking outside at the stars. We'll take that, right?
Yeah, we had a front pass through yesterday, so it brought us some dry air and also really pleasant weather. And the good news is that that pleasant weather is going to stick with us through really the next couple of days, all the way through the rest of the week.
We're grateful for that,
yes, we are very, very fortunate that we are not having to deal with what a lot of our friends to the south are going to have to go through over the next couple of days. I kind of feel like I'm having deja vu a little bit looking at this satellite imagery of Milton. Now, once again, a very powerful Category 5 hurricane, winds sustained 165 miles per hour, gusting higher than that. Pressure currently down to 905, and this looks like it's continuing to strengthen. There's nothing that's going to prevent this from strengthening going forward, especially as it moves over some warmer water, which is just like fuel for this to continue strengthening. The latest forecast package from the National Hurricane Center does show Milton maintaining major Category 4 strength by tomorrow afternoon. It starts to make its approach on West Florida. Landfall likely very, very early on Thursday morning. At that point, it is still likely a Category 3 hurricane, but by this time, much of the Florida Peninsula already dealing with sustained tropical storm force winds. Everybody within that yellow region there. So the storm is expanding its wind field as it weakens upon landfall. Within the orange color here, sustained winds over 58 miles per hour. In the red, sustained winds of hurricane force between Tampa and Fort Myers, and it's going to be gusting higher than that within all of these regions. So this is going to bring a lot of wind, and the wind is what pulls that Gulf water ashore and makes storm surge such a problem with this system as it crosses over the peninsula, maintaining that hurricane strength as it passes just south of Orlando, exiting into the open Atlantic. So a lot of concerns with this. We've got lots of heavy rainfall in the forecast. In addition, we really expect storm surge to be an issue. Unfortunately, forecast still calls for 10 to 15 feet of storm surge between Tampa and Punta Gorda as this system comes ashore late tomorrow night into early on Thursday. As we were just talking about, it's very quiet here. We've got a temperature in Coleman of 77 degrees, and our forecast close to home feels very fall-like over the next 7 days. I do want to take a closer look at our 7-day forecast. We've got morning lows each day in the 50s. Afternoon highs will be in the 80s. We get another push of some cooler air in here Friday, Saturday, and that's going to allow our morning lows to dip into the upper 40s in some locations, with afternoon highs sitting very close to 80 degrees and no threat of rain.
This is my favorite. Favorite 7-day forecast. 50s in the morning and warm up in the afternoon. Hey, we're taking a look at traffic conditions. A big overview here. Do have a couple of things to tell you about. First, focusing on Highway 280 westbound lanes. This is right near the Chelsea area. We see blocked at this point, totally shut down due in part to an accident there. So that's not looking good. If you are heading up 280 westbound lanes, again, closer to the Chelsea area. Downtown, we do have an accident. This is 65 southbound. We see some significant delays here near exit 259A, backed up for some miles. Let's take you outside. This is Highway 280, kind of near the 459 area. Traffic is moving just fine here, slowly, but as to be expected at this hour. We'll keep you updated with any changes throughout our newscast and also on our app as well in the traffic section. And we'll see you after the break.
Now to a new Rawson reports revealing the latest and the greatest in sleep tech.
Chief National Consumer Correspondent Jeff Rawson is testing out some award-winning sleep gear that could help you get some better rest.
Get the rest you deserve. Rawson Report showing you some must-haves for better sleep. Getting some help from our Hearst partners at Men's Health, unveiling its 2024 Sleep Awards.
This is the Go Neck Pillow from Ostrich Pillow. It's $69. We'll give you a link at RawsonReports.com if you want to get it. But you can see it's kind of shaped a little differently than the normal stuff you'd buy in an airport. And it goes around your neck like this. This is Velcro over here. Wait, go like that, go like that. And it really does tuck in nicely. What testers loved about this is that it really form fits around your neck. and it comes in different colors, and it's really great for a car trip or for a plane trip. 69 bucks. Nice.
Want to block out noise while you sleep? These earbuds are great for side sleepers like me, and even track your sleeping habits.
These one for best sleep earbuds, the best sleep earbuds, okay? And it's a long title and I want to get it right so you can go buy it if you want. It's the Soundcore Sleep A20 earbuds by Anker, okay? They're about $150. And I'm wearing them right now. I've actually worn them for the past couple of nights to sleep. They're awesome. I can barely actually even hear myself right now. And they come with this whole thing to make sure it fits your ear perfectly. All these different choices, okay? You hook it up to the app, and yeah, here's the app right here. Go to bed, it'll play you stuff. It's really, really great. Also, it fits really snugly in your ear. So you can actually lay down like this, and it's not like it's sticking out or protruding. It's really comfortable. It'll also track on the app how much you're sleeping, okay? This is me last night. I got 8 hours and 13 minutes. Thank you very much, not to brag. But it's got a lot of really cool features, 150 bucks.
Maybe you've seen this next gadget. It's all over TikTok. A sunrise alarm clock to help you build a better sleep routine.
This is called the Hatch Restore 2. According to Men's Health, the best smart alarm clock. It won the best. So it does a lot of really cool stuff, okay? It's an alarm clock, it's a sound machine, it'll help you with meditation. In fact, when you buy this thing, you automatically get a free trial to Hatch Plus, which comes with the meditation and the stories, but you don't need to spend the money on that after the free trial runs out. It does a lot of really cool stuff by itself. You hook it up to your app, you can change the volume. Let's say you want it really loud in the morning. Yeah, it's pretty loud. Or you can make it as low as you want. And you can also change the colors. Look at all the colors you can do. Let's say you like green. Here comes the green. So it does a lot of really cool stuff. 170 bucks. Men's Health says it's the best. One last gadget to mention. I actually happen to own it. It's this thing right here. A lot of you ask about it. It's always on my finger. It's the Oura Ring, spelled O-U-R-A. It won Best Wearable Sleep Tracker. It tracks your sleep habits, your movements. I'm going to be sure to link to this, along with the full list from Men's Health in my Rossum Reports newsletter. Sign up for free on RossumReports.com to receive bonus content and exclusive deals. Back to you.
Well, that will do it for WVTM 13 News at 4, but the news continues with Brittany and Guy.
All right, Jarvis, thanks so much. WVTM 13 News at 5 starts right now.
If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
A dire warning. Evacuations ordered in parts of Florida as Hurricane Milton roars closer to shore.
Preparing for Hurricane Milton, I'm Kayla Nord in Washington with how the federal government is preparing to respond to another major storm.
A plan for change for Birmingham police.
Birmingham has approved an aggressive officer recruiting plan, complete with big bonuses and a take-home vehicle program. I'm John Papke in Birmingham with a total taxpayer cost.
First, a new look inside Hurricane Milton. NOAA's hurricane hunters shared video of them flying into this massive storm this afternoon. You can see it pouring outside the airplane and inside, the crew bumping along as Milton's winds shake their aircraft.
This is a potentially life and death situation. This is a potentially historically catastrophic storm.
And a ferocious Hurricane Milton could land a rare direct hit on the Tampa Bay region. Many people stocking up on sandbags, groceries, and supplies. Long lines at gas stations with almost all of Florida's west coast under a hurricane or a tropical storm warning.
This is something that we have never expected or experienced before in the past.
People doing what they can to protect their property and helping their neighbors do the same. President Biden urging everyone to heed warnings.
That you're under evacuation.